Welcome back to the channel of Chem Pacific. In this video, I'm going to discuss with you about a very important topic, that is how to calculate the number of CO stretching bands in metal carbonyls. In this video, I'll continue with the coordination number 6, that is the octahedral geometry. Before that, if you're new to our channel and if you want to explore more, consider subscribing Chem Pacific, and also if you like your video, do press the like button. Now let's get started. Actually, this is a very most requested video because students have a lot of confusion in understanding how to calculate the CO stretching bands. First of all, they think that अगर आप ये structure study करते हो तो फिर आप CO bands calculate कर पाओगे, but that is not the actual case. For example, if we consider a complex with NCO6 completely octahedral, which is highly symmetrical complex, where वहाँ जहाँ पे सारे CO ligands जो है, if all of them are equivalent to each other, this is highly symmetrical, then you consider, because all of them are equivalent to each other, then you will be saying that the answer or the number of CO stretching band is 1 band. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैं this is a correct answer, but let us proceed a little further. अगर मैं एक ligand को with another different ligand से, एक CO को with another different ligand से अगर मैं replace कर देती हूँ, which results in a complex like this, that is MCO5L. Obviously, you can clearly see that there are two different types of CO, that is the equatorial as well as axial. तो वो study करके अगर आप बोलेंगे कि yes, there are two bands, there are total number of band is 2, there are two number of bands, the correct answer is 0. No, this is incorrect. Actual answer is this structure is containing 3 bands. And how and why is it so? Let me explain this to you in details. It means अगर आपको CO bands study करना है, आप from the group theory और from the point group ही आप इसे study कर सकते हो. तो basically जो symmetry है, it is of two types. One is of higher symmetry. Okay, now when it is of higher symmetry, it means we are considering the symmetries of octahedral, and then you have the tetrahedral, DNH and DND. Okay, and the other is of the lower symmetry. And when you're considering the lower symmetry, you have CNV, CS and CN. Okay, now यहाँ पे I would like to point out one important thing. अगर कोई higher symmetry है, this is very important, you must remember, अगर आपका symmetry high है, so अगर कोई high symmetrical complex है, always remember that will result to lower number or less number of bands of CO bands. Means they are inversely proportional to one another. Similarly, अगर आपका lower symmetry है, this results in higher number of bands. So keep this thing in your mind. This is very important. If the complex is having lower symmetry, then it is having higher number of bands. And one more point I would like to inform you, and that is if the symmetry is low, anything with low symmetry, especially if it's C2V or if it is CS, only in these two cases, what happens? Always remember the total number of CO units in the case of C2V, only in the case of C2V and CS, is equal to the number of CO bands. मतलब जितने in the case of the lower symmetry, अगर कोई complex ये C2V या CS symmetry contain करते हैं, then उसमें जितने total number of CO units होगा, उसके लिए उतना ही नंबर ऑफ CO bands देखने को मिलेंगे. So let me explain everything in detail. Let us start with the coordination number C, that is the octahedral geometry. Let us start with the first example, that is the most symmetrical, in which all the CO ligands are symmetrical, in which all the bond angles are same, the adjacent CO, all of them are symmetrical to each other. So this is the most symmetrical complex, that is MCO6. ठीक है, यहाँ पे the first example जब हम करेंगे, you see you are having only one CO bands. So in this type of structures which are having all the extremely symmetrical जो structures होते हैं, वहाँ पे you have one CO band. तो इस चीज को और हम एडवांस लेवल पे लेके जाते हैं. नाउ यही बारे में हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे दैट अगर मैं एक कार्बोनिल को रिप्लेस कर देती हूँ एंड विद मोनो सब्स्टिट्यूशन होता है विद अ डिफरेंट लिगैंड, दैट रिजल्ट्स टू MCO5L लिगैंड. सो नाउ यहाँ पे क्या होगा, तो यहाँ पे कितने नंबर ऑफ CO बैंड्स होंगे उसके लिए जो हमें करना पड़ेगा वो है हमें बहुत अच्छे से इसका पॉइंट ग्रुप निकालना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, सो यू कैन वेरी ब्यूटिफुली सी दैट ये जो एक्सिस है, दिस एक्सिस इज नथिंग बट अ C4 एक्सिस. ठीक है, ठीक है, अगर आप 90 डिग्री से रोटेट करते हो, सो दिस CO दे विल change their position and the vertical ML and the vertical CO or the axial CO, they will remain in the same position and they are going to, but it will result to an equivalent structure. So therefore you are having one C4 axis in this. So this is going to be a C4 axis, and when it is having C4 axis, you can see there are 4 sigma V plane containing the C4 axis. That is as a result of which इसका point group हो जाते हैं C4V. ठीक है, इसका पॉइंट ग्रुप हो जाता है C4V. नाउ लेट मी एक्सप्लेन दिस टू यू इन अ डिटेल फॉर्म. अगर आप ये एक सिग्मा V प्लेन जो है इसे अगर आप यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करते हो, ठीक है, दिस इज योर सिग्मा V प्लेन. So let us consider this to be your sigma V plane which is containing the C4 axis. वहाँ पे if this is your plane which is containing L, M and the axial CO, यहाँ पे आप क्या देख सकते हो? This is very important. ध्यान से इस चीज को देखो. यहाँ पे आप क्या देख सकते हो? ध्यान से देखो स्टूडेंट, ये जो दो CO है, they are reflecting each other. हाँ, so that is why they are considered as one CO. ठीक है, and these two are equivalent because they are reflecting each other through this plane. Now, and you can also see that these two CO, they are reflecting each other. So this is the due to which you are getting the second band. So one band due to this CO which are actually reflecting each other through the sigma plane which is containing the C4 axis, and as a result of which due to this two CO you are getting one band. समझ में आ गया आप लोगों को? And also ये जो है, ये अगर आपका प्लेन है तो ये दो they are going to reflect each other, so you are getting the second band due to this. And last but not the least, this is the third non-equivalent CO. So due to this one band, due to this the second band, into this 3, so that is why you're getting 3 bands. So this is the answer. Very important and interesting. I repeat, this is a complex which is containing C4 point group, and if you consider one sigma plane containing the ML and the axial CO, then you can easily see that this plane is actually making this 2 CO reflecting each other. ठीक है, and this 2 CO reflecting each other. तो जब एक दूसरे से जो रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं उसकी वजह से हमें एक बैंड मिल रहा है. This is the second band because they are reflecting each other, and this is the third. So that is why we are getting 3 bands in this structure. ठीक है, now this is very important. Now let us move on to the third one. Now this is very important. I already informed you one thing, that is अगर C2V और नहीं तो CS होता है। यहाँ पे टोटल नंबर ऑफ CO यूनिट्स इज इक्वल टू द टोटल नंबर ऑफ CO bands. ये always keep it in your mind. So I was talking about a plane which was actually reflecting two atoms or two groups of atoms. ठीक है, now question arises कि किस type of plane हम consider करेंगे. तो एक और एक information मैं आप लोगों को यहाँ पे दे देती हूँ. For example, अगर आपके पास दो type of plane है, one is the sigma H और another is the sigma V. Always keep it in your mind that sigma V plane ही हम usually consider करते हैं. कौन सा? sigma V plane ही हम sigma H plane ही हम consider करते to study the reflection. Why? Because वो plane which results in least number of different carbonyl units. This is very important. The plane which results in least number of different CO units. ऐसे भी आप बोल सकते हो या ऐसे भी बोल सकते हो which contains maximum number of equivalent CO units. और ऐसे भी आप इसे बोल सकते हो that result in more symmetrical form that gives that actually divides that complex into complex more symmetrically. तो अगर आपके पास दो प्लेन है सिग्मा एच एंड सिग्मा वी, तो आप सिग्मा एच से ही स्टडी कर सकते हो. एंड इफ यू आर हैविंग मोर देन one sigma v planes, you have to consider only one sigma plane to study the reflection. कोई भी एक sigma v plane को लेके ही हमें reflection study करना है. सबके सब लेके हम study नहीं कर सकते हैं. I hope I can make you understand. तो now let us see. तो हमने एक मोनो सब्स्टिट्यूशन किए थे, यहाँ पे हम करेंगे डाई सब्स्टिट्यूशन. सो ऑब्वियस सी बात है, जब हम डाई सब्स्टिट्यूशन करते हैं तो हमें प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि हमें दो टाइप ऑफ मिलेंगे. वन इज द ट्रांस एंड अनदर इज द सिस. And this one is the trans complex, which is clearly visible to us. So this is the trans, and let me complete with the trans, then I'll proceed with the cis. So ये आपका ट्रांस है, ठीक है. ना यहाँ पे अगर हम स्टडी करते पहले तो द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डू इज वी हैव टू स्टडी द पॉइंट ग्रुप. ऑब्वियसली दिस इज योर C4 एक्सिस, क्योंकि अलोंग दिस एक्सिस आप इसे रोटेट करते हो, यू विल बी गेट एन इक्विवेलेंट स्ट्रक्चर. सो this is the C4 axis, so this is contained the C4 axis. Now along the C4, obviously you can see a perpendicular C2 axis is also present. If one C2 is available, therefore you can conclude there are 4 C2 axes. ठीक है. Now we can also see one sigma V plane. If you can predict one sigma V, it means there are presence of 4 sigma V plane, and also there is a presence of sigma H plane which is containing this 4 CO groups or CO unit. ये plane को अगर consider करते then you can see this is a sigma. So therefore this results to the point group of D4H. D4H means it is having of higher symmetry which results in less number of CO bands. Now if you see, since the now if you consider, so कौन सा आप प्लेन कंसिडर करोगे, मैंने ऑलरेडी आपको डिस्कस किया. जब आपके पास सिग्मा एच एंड सिग्मा वी दोनों ही होगा, वी विल कंसिडर सिग्मा एच प्लेन. सो सिग्मा एच प्लेन, इट इज क्लियरली विजिबल टू अस, इज दिस प्लेन विच इज कंटेनिंग ऑल द C4 यूनिट. तो इसे ऐसे, ये प्लेन ऐसे इसे कट कर रहा है, ठीक है, ऊपर और नीचे आएंगे ये दो. सो एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ विच आपके यही प्लेन में चारों ही CO यूनिट से, मतलब ऑल ऑफ देम आर इक्विवेलेंट टू ईच अदर. एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस 4 CO unit which are lying in a sigma H plane, which are relying in one sigma H plane, as a result of this you will be getting one peak. So how many peaks you're getting? You're getting one peak. Very important. Now next हम पढ़ाई करेंगे about the cis form. So cis form I already said, अगर आपका डाई सब्स्टिट्यूशन कर रहे हो तो ट्रांसफॉर्म हमने स्टडी कर लिया है, तो अभी हम करेंगे द cis form. Now, first of all, let us study the point group. You see, you have one C2 axis. So this is your C2 axis. So you have one C2 axis and you are having two sigma V plane containing the C2 axis, resulting in the formation of the C2V point group. I already explained you in the case of C2V. I again repeat. You have जितने number of आपका CO unit है, यहाँ पे how many CO units I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Total number of CO units. So you are having 4 CO units. Due to the presence of 4 CO units, so total number of bands will be 4. We are getting 4 CO bands. ये कब होता है? In the case of C2V and CS point group. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now let us move on to the next example, that is अगर हम 3 CO units को अगर हम substitution करते हैं, then what is going to happen? तो obviously आप जानते हो जब आप 3 CO units को substitution करते हो तो आपके पास दो type of geometries होते हैं. The one, उसमें से एक को हम कहते हैं facial and the other is the meridional. So first of all, let us study the facial one, then we'll proceed with the meridional. ठीक है, तो ये जो facial geometry है, जहाँ पे all the similar ligands they are actually adjacent to each other, और अगर आप ये तीनों ही similar ligands को join करते हो, this is very important, that will result to one plane. Let me explain this to you. ठीक है, तो अगर आप तीनों ही similar ligands को join करते हो, that will result in the formation of a plane. Now you can see that these two planes, the planes are parallel to each other. Okay, this is very important, ध्यान से देखो. So you are having this is a facial one. Okay, यहाँ पे जो तीन plane को अगर आप join करते हो, you will getting तीन similar ligands को आप join करते हो, you will getting one plane. और यहाँ पे यही plane जो है, इसके through इसके exactly mid center से आपका एक plane जाएगा, and that is your C3 axis. Exactly इसकी मिडिल से आपका एक प्लेन जाएगा, that is your C3 axis. ठीक है, I'm trying my best to represent you in the 2D form, and obviously तो इसका फिर आपका point group क्या हो जाएगा? Let us see. So you have the C3 axis, and containing the C3 axis you will find 3 sigma V plane that results in C3V point group. Now this is very important and interesting. ध्यान से देखो. तो इसके बाद अगर ये एक plane which is containing the C3 axis, अगर मैं इस ऐसा एक plane को describe करती हूँ which is containing the 3 sigma V plane, तो फिर this is your plane. ठीक है, so therefore actually the sigma V plane this must contain the C3 axis. ये थोड़ा सा representation में थोड़ा सा ऐसे है. अच्छा, so therefore you can say this plane is containing two C units which are reflecting each other, as a result of which you are getting this two, they are reflecting each other, you're getting one band due to this. Two which are reflecting each other. ठीक है, and another you can see is the axial one. You will be getting the second band due to this. So therefore in this structure you're getting two CO bands. Very important as well as interesting. Clear? Now let us consider the next one, and that is the meridional. This is very important. So facial we have already explained. In the case of facial we have seen that the three ligands they are all cis to each other. Then you have the meridional complex where you find any two ligands they are trans to each other, and the third you find which is cis to the other form. Similarly यहाँ पे मेरिडाइनल में कोई भी दो CO they are going to be trans to each other or the third one is cis to this. ठीक है, तो first of all we are going to study its point group. ठीक है, we are going to study its point group. We can see that this is containing one C2 axis over here. So therefore you can say this is having one C2 axis. And also you can see one sigma v plane. If one sigma v is plane, it means it is representing 2 sigma v. So therefore its point group is C2v. I already informed you in the case of C2v. I repeat, and also in the CS, total number of CO units results in the formation of utna hi number of CO bands. So you can see that over here there are presence of 3 CO units, and you will be getting, as a result of which you will be getting 3 CO bands. So this is where I complete all the CO bands of the octahedral. In my next video I'll keep watching my videos, and in my next video I'll continue with the trigonal bipyramidal structure. Now this is one example problem which actually came in CSIR-NET June 2021. तो यहाँ पे मैं सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो ऑक्टाहेड्रल कॉम्प्लेक्स मैंने किया है उसके बारे में ही सेट 2 उसके बारे में एक्सप्लेन करूंगी, और नेक्स्ट आई विल एक्सप्लेन इन माय नेक्स्ट वीडियो. तो फेशियल एंड मेरिडाइनल के लिए ही है. सो मेरिडाइनल मैंने अभी किया, देयर आर 3 CO बैंड्स, राइट. सो मेरिडाइनल में हमने अभी एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है. सो देयर आर 3 CO बैंड्स बिकॉज इट कंसिस्ट टू द पॉइंट ग्रुप C2v. सो दिस रिजल्ट्स इन द C2v point group, and in the case of C0 there are जितने number of CO units होता है उतना ही band होता है. And in the case of facial, let me see the facial. You are having 2 CO bands, है ना. तो facial में I already explained you there are 2 CO bands. So in the facial, and this belongs to the point group of C3v. So point group in the case of this is having the C3v, and this is results in 2 CO bands. ठीक है. सो फिलहाल जो है, सो दिस इज योर C जो है वो 2 है एंड D जो है वो 3 है. तो फिलहाल हमें ये दो ऑप्शंस सही लग रहे हैं. देन वी विल, द प्रोबेबिलिटीज आर B and C. विल डिस्कस इन आवर नेक्स्ट वीडियो अबाउट द trigonal bipyramidal isomers, and then we will solve this question. So I hope you like your video. So thank you for watching our video. Thank you.